So, one of my followers had a question about an 83 S10. So, his first question is about headers on a 2.8, and I do not have those at the moment. But his problem is, and it's an 83, so the Z-bar hits the headers he's trying to put on it. I've still got factory manifolds, and my truck's newer. It's got a hydraulic clutch. You could probably get the pedal assembly out of a later model truck and convert it to hydraulic. That's probably what I would do. You're gonna have to have, okay. So over here below the master cylinder, you're gonna have to bore 3 holes in the firewall to mount the slave cylinder that's right there. And then you'll need a hydraulic bell housing. It's probably gonna be your best bet to make them headers fit. You gotta be careful because like stuff that's available now are only available for 4-wheel drive S10s. So you might want to check your part number and make sure it's not for a 4-wheel drive S10 if these are new headers. His other question was throttle linkage. So he's converting from a Rochester Varijet to a Holley 390, which would probably be a screaming little carburetor on a 2.8. But this motor's TBI. It's all original at the moment, but we'll go to one of my trucks that is not original. Probably your cheapest bet will be to buy this bracket from Holley. It's for GM cars. It spaces out the throttle linkage properly. You're probably going to need this stud and this clip in the right position. You can see it's the first big hole, second big hole down. You won't need the kick down linkage because yours is a manual. Now, for the throttle linkage, a lot of people put V8s in these trucks, so I would get probably a low car throttle linkage kit. They're universal. You cut them down. They're not very hard to do. I have one on my Duster because it was kind of a weird setup too, a 6-cylinder with a 4-barrel carburetor. But if you get that, it'll come with all the ends you need, and you just make it to the length you want, and then you should be able to get everything hooked up. I'll provide part numbers for this linkage, and I'll try to find you a good kit through Holley. Not Holley, but Low Car or somebody like that. But pretty much any of the universal throttle kits will work just fine. So yeah, that's what I would do. I'd check the fitment of the headers, make sure they're made for a 2-wheel drive truck, because sometimes that can be a problem. But I know the Z-bar linkage could be a problem too. I would probably look into converting it to hydraulic, to a hydraulic clutch. That would be my preferred choice. It'll be easier to engage the clutch, and it'll be easier to make your headers fit. You're talking about a line that's only probably 1/4 inch or a little bigger in diameter compared to that big clunky Z-bar all in the way. I'm sure there's some pretty good videos on converting the S10 to a hydraulic clutch linkage, because I'm sure a lot of people do it when they do V8 swaps and such as that. And then I would move on to the throttle linkage itself. I would use the Holley linkage with the part number right here, and then the Low Car linkage, probably the 24-inch stainless steel. There's cheaper options too that'll you'll get the same results from, but that's probably what I would use, and you'll end up with a better end product. So